We started a DJ business by accident. Yeah, by accident. About 13 years ago. And our first company name, our DBA for our small business, was Inspired Vagary. It meant led to wander. Because we realized that just by changing the music from one song to the next, the entire mass of children on the dance floor would rotate. And I don't mean they would spin in a big circle. I mean the ones on the dance floor would leave and another group would come because they move like children to a Pied Piper, like rats to a Pied Piper, to a different song. And our society, our culture, is beginning to do the same thing. It's kind of scary. Hi, I'm J Loren Norris, and you're watching Leading Leaders Podcast. And in the next 3 or 4 minutes, I want to talk to you about a cultural shift and a psychological phenomenon that are dovetailing each other into what could be the destruction of the American society as we know it. Now, I understand and I agree that there are many ills that our American society has suffered. And I don't want to demean, belittle, or undermine the value of any of the efforts and campaigns to overturn things like misogynist behavior that puts women down or puts men down, that attacks one particular sex over another. I don't want to demean or even halt anything in that affront, nor do I want to block, stall, or redirect anything that overcomes racism. There are campaigns and efforts that are taking place in various parts of society across the board, and they need to. There are some people who are being called to the carpet for behavior they've gotten away with for decades, and they need to. But there's also this small faction that's playing on a psychological phenomenon that is powerfully disrupting foundations of our society and our culture, that they feel like, this is just my opinion, that each little skirmish is a huge win for them. It's a great celebration. It's a great victory. We won this one. We took that person down, or we succeeded in this campaign. And what they don't see, I'm afraid, is the bigger picture. And how while they may be winning this little sliver over here that seems to them like their own personal victory, their own little win, they're actually being used as pawns in a bigger game that has a much larger, maleficent, is that the right word? Bad idea in mind. And that scares me. See, in all these years that we've been DJing, one of the things that I notice, and it happens just about every event, is that there's a little coup, if you will, of 5 or 6 people of whatever age. I've seen it happen at grown-up events, at big corporate events, where the day has been long and stressful, and now it's party time, and they're ready to get out on the floor and cut a rug. And the majority of the crowd of 3 or 4 or 500 will listen to whatever's on, and if the song comes on and they like that song, they're going to jump up and run to the dance floor and dance to that song. But it only takes 1, 2, or 3 who feel like they really should have been the DJ to constantly be at the DJ table going, well, do you have this song? Well, what about this? And what kind of DJ are you? Because you don't have to play this song, and play this song, and play this song, and play this song, and play this song. And it's not long before 5, 6, 7 out of 10 songs played in an hour are all their song, because they're very demanding, because they're very vocal, because they're right in your face, because that's what they want, and there's never a chance to ebb and flow with the nature of the crowd. Now, see, at that point it becomes a leadership problem. And if, as an entertainer, you don't have both the backbone and the wit to say to them, listen, I appreciate that you have some song choices. I'm sure you have a phenomenal Spotify list. And for you and your friends and your Spotify list, it's probably off the chain good. But you know what? There are 497 other people in this room whose wants and wishes and desires are being completely ignored at the whim of your extremely vocal demand on music. Happens a lot. It happens at proms, it happens at graduations, it happens at house parties, it happens at weddings. Anywhere where you accept the requests from the crowd, the ones who are at your table most often are going to be the same people, and their style of music is going to be dominating. Culturally speaking, right now, we have a very loud minority. And I don't mean minority by race or sex. I mean small group of people making a lot of decisions as hard and as fast and as loud as they can that are subverting the process for the majority of people who have to deal with the outcome of their momentary decisions. Nobody wants to listen to 9 Inch Nails for 4 hours. Okay, maybe 5 people do. The rest of us don't. I'm J Loren Norris, and you've been watching Leading Leaders Podcast on Tell It Like It Is TV. I got a lot more to say about this subject. Have a blessed day.